All right, welcome to the Live Greater podcast. I am so excited to have Aurora Burkhart with me today. Welcome, Aurora.
Hi.
Hi. So, Aurora, will you go ahead and tell us a little bit about you and your background?
Sure. I am a entrepreneur. I'm originally from California and I currently live in Colorado. Been here about 7 years. I started, I'd say, getting momentum on my entrepreneur journey during COVID, which is ironic, but not really.
Yeah,
It gave a lot of people time to focus on what they wanted to do.
right.
Um, yeah, and I invented a product called Laundry Buddy.
That's awesome. So, did you grow up in an entrepreneurial family or how did that come about?
I did. My father, it's originally started with my Nona when she came over here from Italy after she got married, like in her 20s. She started this clothing contract business, and her business partner bailed out on her and she asked her kids, hey, like, can anyone help me? And my dad said, yeah, like, I don't really know what I want to do. So, sure, I'll help you. So, he dropped out of college and he helped her. And then he took over that business. So, I spent my weekends and summers going to their factory and I absolutely loved it. So, I
Wow.
definitely grew up with that.
So, Nona meaning grandmother, is that
Mhm.
okay?
Yes, I'm Italian, and that's like our company is called Andiamo Home. She used to say Andiamo all the time, which means let's go. She's like, let's go, let's
Oh,
go.
okay.
So it translates to let's go home.
Oh, cool. That's neat.
Yeah.
So, is that still functioning? Do they still have that company going?
Yep. My dad's still running it in Los Angeles.
Awesome. That's exciting. We love
Mhm.
Italy. My daughter and I got to go there and it was, yeah, it's amazing.
I'm the only one that hasn't been yet, but
Oh,
I'm gonna
wow.
go either this coming year or next year. And I'm actually it's gonna be my husband with our kids, and then my mom and dad, and maybe my other sisters. We'll see.
That'll be fun. So
hmm
exciting. So you've grown up in this entrepreneurial, but then what were you doing before COVID and this change?
I just started real estate, but to be
Okay.
honest, I got my real estate license to get capital in order to start my business.
Oh,
But
okay.
then COVID happened, and for a while they were deemed non essential. So nothing was
Mhm.
happening. And then after a while, the attorney general deemed them essential. But I just started out my business. I'm from California, so I didn't have a big sphere of influence, I guess you could say. So, and I had two kids. I just had my second, and then my first was under 2. So I said, you know what? I'm not really into this, so I'm going to just focus on getting on Diamo started and creating Laundry Buddy because clearly that's where I need to put my focus right now because that's where I can put my focus right now.
Yeah. What a perfect time. Instead of
Yeah.
just sitting doing nothing,
Mhm.
actually that time of COVID helped push you forward, really
Yeah.
take a look at your life. So where did you come up with this idea of this laundry buddy?
Oof. I would say probably a decade ago,
Oh,
just
okay.
when just when I was doing laundry and your fitted sheet just swallows up everything else, your pillowcase, if you wash your
Yes.
clothes with it. And then I mean, it really started where my oldest, he spit up in our bed. It was like 10 o'clock at night. So we had to change their sheets. So we put them in the wash and then we go to put them in the dryer and it's like 11 o'clock. And then we go to pull it out and everything's damp inside. I was like, you know what? That's my last straw. Like I am inventing something because I do not have the time, nor do I have the patience for this. And then when we actually came out and onto the market, a lot of people came to us and said, "Hey, like, did you know you could use it for your sports bras so that the padding doesn't fall off? Hey, I use it. I put it on the clasp on my bra so it doesn't snag all my other clothing." And I some people are like, "I just buy it for my socks to pair them together."
Hmm.
Um, and we just had a relative of ours go, "Hey, I put it on my collars on my husband's shirt so I don't have to iron his collar." We're like, "Oh my god."
Wow.
So it evolved into just helping with the fitted sheet, and then it turned into this multi-purpose, very versatile product that
That's
we're really
awesome.
proud of, and we're happy to hear that people are finding more uses for it and they love it.
Yeah. So describe it to those who are listening, what it is.
So I don't have one here a second ago. I'm in my office, so I always have them. So it's this little clip right here. And you can easily just put it onto, like I said, your fitted sheet, your sports bras, your bathing suit top, socks. Some people put it on their pants to help keep that crease. You easily slip it on before you put it in the washer, and then you put it into the dryer. You don't have to touch it, and you take
Hmm.
it out, and it saves you time and it saves you money by having to spend less time doing your laundry.
That's so good. And I love how you took that step and you had that one idea, but then it's evolved with your customers, right? They've like,
Yeah.
oh, this and this and this. So it's kind of a work together type of the thing to realize all these different uses. So how did you come up with this idea? I mean, you knew you needed to solve this problem. So
Mhm.
was it just, oh, there's the idea, or did you have to go through a process of trial and error?
Oh god. No, it was about like 2 years of product
Okay.
development. I mean, the first prototype, it looks nothing like this whatsoever. That's like version
Hmm.
24. It literally was just trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. And I literally would just sit down and be like, okay, well, that design didn't work. And I just sit down and think, okay, like, what do I want it to do? Think of if there's I honestly, like, I would just sit there, and my husband would be like, "Oh, she's in a meeting with herself, like, she's thinking." Yeah,
That's
just
good.
sitting there, and it just trial and error, and I honestly really 'cause my husband and I, we do it together.
Good.
We really wanted to come up with something that, was high quality and that you can buy once and you're not gonna have to buy again. I really and, like, especially with COVID, we really wanted to bring something where you can trust our brand, that we want to give you something that's high quality and that you're actually going to get the most use of. And also, Laundry Buddy is 100% made in the US,
Awesome.
from our injection mold to our materials, because that was really important to us as well. So, yeah, I mean, just sitting down and really thinking with attention what I wanted Laundry Buddy what to serve and how I wanted Laundry Buddy to serve people.
And laundry is just something that happens for everybody, right? It's not
Everyone does laundry, or they
that,
will do
yeah.
laundry at one point. Those teenagers that think they can get away with it, just wait.
Yeah. So I love that. I mean, it wasn't you tried a few times and then you gave up. You kept
Mhm.
going. How was that for you mentally?
Oh gosh. Um I've talked about this a lot with people. I don't know if it because honestly, trying to bring Laundry Ready to life happened when I had kids.
Mm.
So and then with COVID, and I don't know if it was Laundry Buddy per se or kids, but it really threw me into this. We'll just say spiritual journey because I really had to become the person that I needed to become in order to create this business and this product. Um, it's one of the most hardest and most beautiful things I've ever done because I really had to rely on myself because no one is saying, "Well, this design didn't work. Give me a new design in a week." No
Mhm.
one's doing that except for me. No
Right.
one's saying, "Okay, you need to find money in order to get this going." I mean, on my husband, he's a firefighter, so he's been working a lot of time, like helping to fund the business. It's really been a partnership with this, but it's brutal, but it's also beautiful because I can look and be like, "Hey, like I created something." And when people come to me and say, "Hey, like your Laundry Buddy works," I'm like, "God, this is amazing. Like this has been so frustrating and such a nuisance in my life." Honestly, that little thing just like makes my day.
Yeah. What the fulfillment, right? Getting on
Yeah.
the other side of that steep hill.
Yeah. Oh,
Just
yeah. I mean, you're still gonna keep going.
yeah.
I mean, it's going to fluctuate. Like my therapist would say, he's like, "Okay, your ice bath is coming soon." I'm like, "Oh, thanks." Like, "How you doing?" I'm like, "I'm good. Everything seems to be going good." Ice bath. And life throws you a curveball.
So what's ice bath?
He was just saying, like, you go through life and everything seems to be going really good, and all of a sudden you're just dunked
Oh, okay.
into like an ice bath, and you're like, "Well, okay, time to make my mentality strong and gotta just keep pushing through."
Yeah. And I love how you said it this process wasn't just about the material of what the product was, but it was you. Like it came from
Mhm.
you and you grew from it and you
Yeah.
didn't give up. And I think that's amazing. Like sometimes we things get so hard we want to give up, but if we push through, like you had
Mm,
success. And maybe sometimes you won't have success with what you're doing and you pivot a little bit. And I think
mm,
that's a part of the process. It's not taking you all the way back to the beginning, but you've
mm.
learned and you're growing and in this continual process. And I love
Yeah.
that you shared that.
Yeah, I
So
think my biggest part of success would be changing who I am in order to do this, honestly, because no one can take that away from me.
yeah. Yeah, even if your company failed, you've still
Yeah.
grown. But it's not,
Mhm.
it's thriving. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. So your husband, I love that the support of your husband, and how does are your kids involved, or how does that work for you as a mom?
I involve them as much as they can comprehend. They're 5 and 3.
Right.
So, whenever we get, because it's all 100% my husband and I. So when our manufacturer ships our product, we assemble it and then we ship it out to Amazon, 'cause that's where we sell. It's fulfilled by Amazon. So they see
Mhm.
us, putting all the laundry buddies in the bag and putting the cart together. And then, they're going to the post office with us and they're dropping it off. And we'll talk to them a little bit about like hiccups, things that they can understand. Um, I think it's great to see them because obviously it's like problem solving.
Mhm.
'Cause they're trying to wrap their heads around that right now. And like I tell them all the time, like your brain is your superpower. You just have to have the right mindset and you can do anything.
That's awesome.
So I'm definitely trying to involve them and teach them and the stages that they're ready to absorb.
Right, right. And I
Yeah.
like you growing up in that entrepreneurial atmosphere, and then they're gonna grow as well. I think just like, yeah, like at their stages, and as this is a long-term thing, yeah,
Mhm.
they'll learn a
Yeah.
lot from it.
I hope they do. I hope they take away something.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. So as a mom, also, how does it work for scheduling? Because I mean, they're young, they need a lot of attention, right?
Uh-huh. Uh,
It's still working.
yeah,
It's a
and
process,
honestly, something can work and then it's not working,
right?
or it's honestly it's just about priorities. We'll say like we'll get them through the priority like okay, you need to eat and I need to entertain you and okay, maybe we can relax and like my oldest he loves to watch like these little science shows on YouTube. I'm like okay, maybe we can watch that for like 30 minutes and give me something to write a few emails or make a few phone calls, or if my husband's home I will bounce back and forth. Sometimes he's the one making the phone calls, or I am, while the other one is watching the kids. So honestly, it's just about, I guess you could say, like listing your priorities. And your priorities can change day to day,
Yeah.
and that's okay. You just have to roll with it. We can have a plan, but the plan might change, and you just gotta. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, gotta be flexible. With
Yeah.
kids, definitely, and even with
Oh.
business, right? So
Mhm.
both of those together, a lot of flexibility going on.
Yes.
So, you talked about the personal development and what suggestions would you have for other moms even or anyone to, um, really dive into themselves to be able to progress and, in their personal mindset and growth for just even themselves to get through tough times?
um, it's hard because everyone's different.
Mhm.
Um, Certain methods click with other people. I think you should say, for me, my biggest thing was I had to, if I big, okay, if I only had 30 minutes of me time today, what do I do that fills up my cup the most in those 30 minutes? Is it meditating? Is it reading? Is it just sitting with my thoughts? Is it journaling? Is it going to therapy for an hour? So I think the biggest thing would be find the one thing that kind of like charges your battery the most and go with that, and that might change. For me it was like going to therapy, and then I got to the point where I was like, you know what, like I feel like I don't need to go to therapy anymore. So now the way I recharge is meditating.
Okay.
So that works for me. So I would say go start there, and I honestly it would just make you just dive into the rabbit hole.
And how has that worked for you? Do you have I mean, do you have to be flexible with when you do it every day, or do you like a set time?
I never have a set time.
Okay.
I did start being like, okay, like let me wake up early before the kids get up, and I'll set my alarm for 5 o'clock, being like, they get up at 6, it's fine. 5:02. So someone's making a noise and they're up. I'm like, okay. Honestly, I know like so many people are very rigorous. Like, okay, I get up and journal at 5, and I do this, and they do this, and then at 8 o'clock or 8:02. That's not me. I tried that and it didn't work, and that it made me feel a little disappointed. And obviously I can't control that. So it's just like today I meditated at like 9. Sometimes I meditate early, sometimes I meditate right before bed. And honestly, it just depends on what's going on in my day and how I can prioritize it.
Yeah. I think as entrepreneur, you live outside the box, right? That's being
Mhm.
an entrepreneur. You're thinking of something new, you're doing something out of the norm, right? Well, as a
Mhm.
parent and even the meditation, you're thinking outside the box where it doesn't have to be a regular schedule. You have to, like we were saying, being flexible and not get discouraged if it's not fitting someone else's mold. It's your
Oh
life,
yeah.
and just you do the best that that's for you and your family, right?
Oh
And not compare and say, oh, I'm not getting up at 5 every day like so many
yeah.
people that, yeah,
Or those Instagram influencers are like,
yes.
"Oh, I do this." I'm like, "That's nice." They're screaming at their kid editing the video right now.
Right,
It's okay. Let's just do
right.
that. It's fine.
Yeah, you don't see the behind the scenes, right?
And no, you don't, not at all.
So, what impact has your company, what do you project as an impact, and what impact do you think it has had overall for you and your family?
I would say there's a couple of different impacts. So, the first one being a direct response to my product where people are saying, "Hey, like you took this small problem out of my life and now I don't have to deal with that anymore." Like
Yeah,
that's great. So just that tiny little nuisance can maybe help change their mood for the day, or honestly just give them back a little bit more of that time that they don't need to be spent doing laundry with these stupid tasks. Another way impact would be through this. I absolutely love connecting with other entrepreneurs because I mean, we just get each other.
yeah,
We've all, like, been through our own little journey kinda on
yeah,
the same path, and that's great, like, my talk to my friends, like, "You're on such a high after you, like, do these podcasts," or you meet, like, these random people, and you guys get to talk about whatever path that you've chosen, and I think this is one of the most rewarding things is being able to hear and being able to do this with you, and hopefully the people listening get to take away something so tiny from this that can make a big impact in their life.
yeah,
Um, and then also just I would love for, Andiamo to get big enough to where if my kids want to, they can take on this business if they want, if this is what they want to choose in life. And if not, that's totally fine. But being able to give my family an abundance in life, that's really going to be a huge impact.
yeah. And that abundance, I mean, even just with your product, you're
Mhm.
serving the people. You're helping alleviate this, what seems like a meaningless problem, but actually can be monstrous,
Yeah.
right? And it's a simple thing that you're serving. And then
Yeah.
with the financial abundance, you'll be able to serve at a greater level. And that's
Yeah.
beautiful as
Exactly.
well.
Yeah. And to be able to give back more, really. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, it's incredible. So will you tell people where they can find you and this your perfect little buddy here for the helping with the laundry? So,
Yeah. So Laundry Buddy is on Amazon. Just search Laundry Buddy. You'll see us on Yama Home. It's in a little bag like this it comes with 5 Laundry Buddies.
okay.
Uh I don't really do social media. I don't go with my millennial. I can't. So I repel technology.
That's
I'm
okay.
surprised. I'm surprised I was able to get on without no problems today. Normally, my husband's like, "You look at a remote and the TV turns off." I'm like, "I know. I don't understand." So
Yeah, and
yeah,
that's
on it.
okay. So on Amazon, and we will have the link in the show notes as well. So
Mhm.
that'll be great. They can and go there and get this great laundry buddy. And any last things you would like to share with the audience?
If you have a vision or if you have a dream, I like to say, whatever you want to call it, there's a reason that you're seeing this, that you're feeling
Yeah.
this, and why it won't leave you. So I would say you need to go for it and to figure it out because there's a reason why you're seeing this.
Yeah, I wow, that hit me to the core. It's just like that is so powerful.
Yeah.
Just sometimes we brush aside
Yeah.
those little thoughts or those dreams,
Yeah.
and it's so important to move forward with your dream because you're worth it.
Yeah. There's a
And
reason you're
like
seeing it,
you're say that again?
and there's a reason you're seeing it because you can do it.
Yeah, and just like you, I mean, you maybe not expected all those growth. I mean, there were hard, difficult times through your developing your product, but the growth you've like you said, you wouldn't want to go back, right? You wouldn't want to
No,
get rid of that personal growth that you have. So
no, not even a little bit. As painful as it is, not
yeah,
even a little bit.
yeah. Thank you so much, Aurora, for joining me today. I really appreciate your time and so excited for people to get the laundry buddy and have this simplicity just, yeah, with the laundry because laundry piles up, right? It's
Yeah. You don't want to be like, oh, it's laundry, darn it. Like, hopefully it's your little friend that can help. So,
yeah. Yeah, even the other day, my husband's like, "Oh, I hope my sock doesn't get lost," because we had a little thing break on our for the lint catch, and
um,
if we had that laundry buddy, it probably would have solved the
right?
problem.
Yep,
So,
just a little
we'll be getting
bit.
that.
Awesome.
Thank you for joining me.